58 is a pretty high number, right? Well, not for Lobby on Fire, because in his video, he gets 58 advancements from a single arrow. Essentially, he shoots it, then gets sent down a crazy Rube Goldberg contraption that leads to him getting 58 advancements. Now, it's a good video, but I have some problems with it. First off, and probably most importantly, he decides that he's not going to just right-click once and let go, but he's going to hold down right-click. This means that if he wanted to, he could place blocks, mess with item frames, till farmland, press buttons, do whatever this is, and even fire more arrows. And secondly, I am willing to bet that there are way more advancements that he could have gotten beyond his 58. So after watching his video, my goal became clear. Not only was I going to get more advancements in this guy from just one arrow, but I was going to do it all without holding right click. But before we get into it, let's lay out some quick ground rules for this challenge. First one. The only thing I can do is shoot an arrow. This includes anything beforehand and anything after I shoot the arrow. All we will be doing is logging on and right-clicking. Rule number 2. All of this must be possible in survival mode. There are so many advancements that can easily be done by doing things like placing bedrock, setting up teleport commands, and placing end portals. But that's lame. At that point, just do /advancement grant jam and head to everything. So, I'll build it in creative, but the final product needs to be possible in survival. Rule number 3. Because Lavi did his run in 1.21, I also have to. This means no spring drop, no pale garden, and no happy ghast. This also means that nobody in the future should be wondering where the spunkle biome and the glorple bush is. And so with our rules set up, it's time to see how many advancements you can get with one single arrow. So here's the plan. Just like Lavi's video, we're going to create a massive Rube Goldberg machine that is triggered with just one arrow. This will grant us as many advancements as possible. So here is our first question. Which crossbow advancement will we be going for? For context, there are 2 advancements that are gotten through a crossbow, but we must only choose one, and that's our ballistic, or 2 birds with 1 arrow. A piercing fork crossbow can only hit 5 mobs. Our ballistic requires 5 unique mobs to die, but 2 birds 1 arrow requires 2 phantoms to die, which if you didn't know, are the same mob. This would cancel our ballistic out, so we have to choose one or the other. In Lavi's video, he has this incredibly well thought out design that uses our ballistic and gets 9 advancements. But what if I told you that we can push it further? The biggest issue with what Lavi did is that Lavi failed to realize that there aren't just 2 advancements that are exclusive of each other, but there are 4. There's our ballistic and 2 birds with 1 arrow, but then there's also return to sender and blowback. If you get return to sender or blowback, the arrow will bounce off the fireball and not be able to hit any more mobs, thus invalidating our ballistic. So when we go for as many advancements as possible, we're going to want to get one of these, and therefore we should get 2 birds 1 arrow. Unfortunately, we have to choose between blowback and return to sender, so I'm going to choose return to sender as it grants uneasy alliance as well. And so, by shooting a pillager, 2 phantoms, a skeleton that's 50 blocks away, and a gas fireball, we can get 10 whole advancements. Add 1 by placing a skill catalyst nearby, and we're at 11. That's Take Aim, Old Betsy, Monster Hunter, who's the pillager now, 2 birds 1 arrow, Sniper Duel, Return to Sender, Uneasy Alliance, Involuntary Exile, It Spreads, and Adventure. Hold on a minute. Adventure? I've never heard of that one. Yeah, there are actually 2 advancements that don't actually show up in chat for whatever reason. There's Adventure, which is gotten by either killing a mob or dying to one, and then there's Minecraft, which requires you have a crafting table in your inventory. Why do they show up in chat? I have no clue. Originally, I thought about disqualifying them from the run, but then even Ken mentioned to me like, oh, remember to get the crafting table, and I was like, you know what, fine, we'll go for the 2 chatless advancements. We could even push the initial arrow shot further if it bounces off the fireball and then hits the target block, but that's too tedious for me, so I won't even worry about it now. Alrighty, that's 11 down, 48 more to go. Let's do something much easier. There are many advancements that are obtained by picking up an item. These include prestigious items like an elytra, to a block of cobblestone. Overall, this is pretty simple. We just have some dispensers shoot them out for us to pick up. Actually, that's a lie, one is a dropper, so we can pick up the lava bucket. And yeah, we get 21 free advancements. However, it will all get much harder from here. But before it gets too much harder, let's talk about travel advancements. There are many advancements that you get from simply traveling around the world, from entering the Nether to every biome in the overworld. There are also ones for structures, such as bastions and trial chambers. All in all, going around the world will give us 12 advancements. We will do this through waterways, flying machines, and more. And look at that, that brings us to 44. Only 15 advancements left to go. Only these ones would start to become very difficult. At this point in the video, we've looked at the initial shot, the item advancements, and the location advancements. From here, we'll be looking at the 5 advancement categories and see which ones are and aren't possible. Starting with Minecraft. Every advancement here went through rigorous testing to see if it worked, but we're going to go over the ones that do work instead of those that don't. Which is important to say here because every advancement in the Minecraft tab is either something we've already gotten or something impossible, like curing a zombie villager, which would require us to feed it a golden apple with a right-click button, which we've already banned. But let's go deeper into this, and by that, I mean we enter the Nether tab. Although there are some advancements that were dead ends, such as Ooh Shiny, which requires us to drop the gold ourselves and not through a dispenser, there were moments where we gained progress, such as Withering Heights, where we just need to be near a spawned wither, and a Furious Cocktail, where we have to have every potion applied. Then both Beaconator and Bring Home the Beacon, where we just have to be near a fully powered beacon. But that's all for the Nether portion. We gained 4 more advancements here, and it brings us to 48 total. From there, we're gonna go to the Husbandry category, and hope for some good results. This category was rough. There were plenty of advancements such as Glow and Behold and a balanced diet that were completely off the table due to our right-click rule, and not a single new advancement was found. All we had left to meet our goal of 59 advancements was the Adventure tab and End tab. From the two, we would need 12 whole advancements. We'd start with the Adventure tab. The Adventure tab was promising. We missed out on things like Hero of the Village and got to say hi to Arbalistic, but we get advancements like Sticky Situation and Who Needs Rockets, followed by Post-Mortal, Hired Help, Crafters Crafting Crafters, Light as a Rabbit, and Surge Protector. As things were looking more and more hopeless, the Adventure tab came in clutch and gave us 7 new advancements. Absolute GOAT. And finally, all we had left was the end. Pretty fitting. From the end, we got Remote Getaway and a great view from up here, which brought us up to 55 advancements. 55 advancements, all from a single arrow. But we were still 4 advancements short of our goal. So I went back to brainstorming, trying to think of any way that I could increase this number. But then I realized, as unlikely as it would be, if the RNG god somehow made my arrow bounce off the gas fireball onto a breeze shot, it could kill the breeze and get the blowback advancement. And then that one arrow might just be able to bounce off the breeze shot and land on the center of a target block. We were going from mathematical improbability to astronomical impossibility. But if there's anything I've learned in my life, it's that even in the darkest of hours, even in the most impossible of times, sometimes all you need to keep pushing is just one dude who exists on the internet. With Blowback and Bullseye, we were now at 57 advancements from 1 arrow. No matter what we do, no matter how lucky we get, we are simply 1 advancement short. Was this it? Was all my work summed up to just being 1 behind Lavi? Would I go down in history at 2nd place? No, I had to win. No way that 57 was the limit. I decided to take a small break, get some water, and watched a YouTube video. Which is when I heard this.
While we were enemies, I still respect Squid Kid. I understand now that it is only with a worthy rival that one can reach their fullest potential.
I was getting those 2 advancements. And this is when I realized. The whole point of this challenge is for me to shoot 1 arrow and then sit back and relax as I get as many advancements as possible. There was nothing to say that nobody else could help me during it. So if I got a friend online who would give Renalea a cake and respawn the Ender Dragon, I would officially hit 59 advancements by firing 1 single arrow. This right here was the limit of Minecraft. This is the ceiling of how many advancements you can get with 1 arrow. This here is how I could prove that the limit of arrow advancement technology was beyond just 58. But it was one thing to theorize, and now it was time to officially put it to the test, and build the ultimate setup, to get 59 advancements, all with 1 arrow. After dozens of hours of theorizing, construction, and bug testing, it was now complete. Spanning 3 dimensions and thousands of blocks, this was the ultimate arrow advancement contraption. Let's go. This right here is a narrated, edited version of the run. If you want the full, uncut thing, a link will be in the description. And if you want a world download, join my Discord server. The run starts with spawning in with 1 loaded crossbow at 1 durability. This right click gives me 12 whole advancements. For the purposes of the run, command blocks have replaced our breeze setup and our target block, as it would take actual dream luck to accomplish with 0 modifications. Don't worry though, I have talked with experts of the game, and they have concluded that the return to sender blowback bullseye advancement chain is doable with perfect luck. These command blocks are purely for demonstration purposes. From this, the Skull Catalyst is detected by the observer, which flips the trapdoor and sets the weather to a thunderstorm, along with deactivating the beacon. I slowly flow down the water stream, which equips me with a Totem of Undying, leather boots, and diamond armor, all with Thorns 3. I go to the powdered snow, and then have all 21 advancement items dropped onto me. From there, a cake gets dispensed, and a wither and iron golem spawn. The water pushes me over to a pressure plate that activates a wind charge and launches me 8 blocks up and onto some honey. I'm further pushed to another pressure plate to craft a crafter with a crafter, and then I get hit by a shulker into a water elevator that shoots me up to height limit. At the top, I go through a water stream, where I'm launched up by a slime block, and then suddenly, I start falling. But then, as I fall, the magical Adventuring Time Fairy whisks me off to every biome, and it was all off camera. I'm so sorry you had to miss it. Look, I get that some of you might be disappointed that I didn't build the massive flying machine contraption to go to every biome, but you gotta realize, it would have taken dozens of hours for a single run. I'd have to go to every biome on this slow flying machine, and one small mistake would make me completely redo everything. And I have neither the time nor the storage space on my computer for that. So I just built the flying machine system that would allow such an advancement to function, and I called it a day. If you don't like it, I encourage you to do it yourself, because it is incredibly difficult. Anyway, as we hit the bottom of our elevator, our totem gets popped. This is why we broke the crossbow. And as we go through the network of tunnels that splashes with every potion effect and sends us to a trial chamber, we then go to the nether. From the nether, a skeleton shoots us with a punch bow onto a flying machine that takes us to a bastion, a nether fortress, and every single nether biome. After this, we get popped onto a lava runway that pushes us into a stronghold and gives us subspace bubble and I Spy. We are shot once again into the end, where we get this lovely waterway. And as we travel, we hit a pressure plate 40 seconds before the gateway to let our friend know to hit the final crystal to summon the Ender Dragon. After 30 seconds, we get the advancement, and 10 seconds later we enter the gateway and are float away to an end city for our 59th advancement. And that is how we got 59 advancements, all with one arrow. At the end of the day, this isn't a story about perseverance. It's not a story about spending dozens of hours researching and constructing a contraption to do a feat never seen before. It's not a story about the ingenuity of humanity and how no matter what happens, you will always be able to achieve what you thought was impossible. It's simply a story as old as time itself. Someone does something on the internet, and someone else decides to be a hater, simply because she can. That's all for this video, and I hope you all had a good one. Bye now!